Skinny fat guy Dave with the man, Mookie Betts, who grinded out 2 at-bats against Grand Holmes. How big of a win was this tonight?
I mean, every win is big, but especially after that off day, we came out kind of sluggish a little bit. But Yoshi picked us up. I mean, Yoshi doing what Yoshi seems to always do. And fortunately, I was able to put a couple good swings on some balls.
You ambushed Grand Holmes with that fastball. Your home run was the difference in the game. Were you looking fastball, or are you looking at the zone right there? I'm
just looking to swing at a strike. I had swung at some pitches in the dirt, so I was really just looking to get something that I can handle. And he threw a pitch over the plate, and I put a good swing on it.
Mookie, when you come out here to start this road trip, and you face a guy like Grand Holmes who is on his game, finding somehow some way to get a win, I'm sure is really gratifying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, coming into Truist Park, the Braves are going to be ready to roll. They've been playing pretty good baseball. Like you said, Holmes has been pitching really well. So, but we got Yoshi. And he did a great job for us.
Mookie, it's fireworks night here in Atlanta. You provided the fireworks for the Dodgers.
Yeah, maybe I don't know what that sign would be called, but I like it.
All right, Mookie, thanks a lot, and you're just getting started.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro.
There he is, the man, Mookie Betts. Don't sleep on Marcus.
Yeah, Mookie did all the heavy lifting offensively for the Dodgers tonight. Only the 2 runs they scored in this game, Nomar. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto didn't need a whole lot of offensive support. Was named earlier today as the National League's Pitcher of the Month, and he showed why in this first start of May.
Yeah, he did not disappoint. I mean, he went out there once again, like we've seen all season long, attacking the hitters, attacking the zone, being effective with the fastball. He was that good. He was quick. He was efficient. It wasn't stressful innings. We were talking about, us Ace's job is to also help the bullpen and reset. Him going one more inning, then there's one less bullpen guy you would have to use, doing that, because he really looked like he was that strong and, can go out there, go ahead and maybe 100 pitches going out there.
He was in complete command, and one of those baseball balls was kind of by design, like you mentioned. That guy could have hurt it with a home run, but when you have that fastball working at the knees, both sides of the plate, commanding it, elevating that fastball as well up in the zone with 2 strikes, that split and breaking ball, it is just tough to cover as a big league hitter. And talk about confidence. There's that fastball up in the zone to Olsen, freezing there, a little moonwalking off the mound. Little Yamamoto, I love the little moonwalk, freezing Murphy there on the inner half of the plate with that fastball. 4 elite pitches to cover. He's pitching with extreme confidence right now. Extremely fun to watch. Man, he is one of the best there is right now.
Yeah, because he's pitching. We know he has 4 pitches that can get you out. He has 4 pitches that can be really effective, but he's also utilizing, he's pitching now. He's not just throwing out there.
Came into this game with a 1.06 ERA. It's tough to lower it when you're dealing with 1.06, but he lowered it to 0.9. Dodgers held a 2-1 lead, Jerry, into the 9th inning. Evan Phillips picks up his first save since last August.
Well, it's good to see Evan Phillips obviously back. Great slider to get Austin Riley, who can hit you with the long ball to tie the ball game up. Great pitch right there, makes it look like a strike and gets him to chase out of the zone. This one may have got away with one right there. I'm going to be honest. A little breaking ball, and even Sudo's looking like,
I think that backed up right in the middle of the plate. Yeah.
But hey, you got to miss it. That's the key right there. Sometimes it backs up on him. And here's that pitch right here. If he gets him to chase, great. But you cannot surrender a bomb there in that situation. Now you work that 2-seamer in on the hands to Murphy. That is not fun whatsoever. Game, set, match.
That was the best pitch he had the entire inning, was that last pitch there to Murphy to get on his hand. It was a great pitch.
All right, so he gets the save. Dodgers win it 2-1. Let's head back to the booth in Atlanta. Check in one final time with Steven Nelson and Eric Karros.
All right, EK, the Dodgers win streak now at 6 in a row. They hang on and win a pitcher's duel.
Well, for one time in the last couple of games, there wasn't that offensive explosion, but they didn't need it. Yoshinobu Yamamoto was outstanding this evening, allowing only that 1 run. It wasn't even his. It was the Dodgers, Kirby Yates. But he was dynamic. The Dodgers did enough. Mookie Betts getting on the board with that home run. Dodgers win the first one of a 10-gamer.
5 2/3 no-hit innings for Yamamoto. He gets a win, his fourth of the season. His ERA back below 1 at 0.90. And now tomorrow they have a chance, provided they play with the weather that is due to hit in the Battery in the Atlanta area, to win this series. And Roki Sasaki will have the ball.
Yeah, Sasaki has something to learn from, right? He had an opportunity to watch Yamamoto this evening. He's going to look to duplicate it. Why Yamamoto was so successful, he was able to establish that fastball, move it around the zone, and then able to put guys away with the curveball and then the splitter. Sasaki's going to have to do the same. We've seen all year long, if he establishes the fastball, he's good.
So the Dodgers brave the Braves and an hour and 13-minute rain delay, and they just set off the fireworks here at Truist Park. There weren't a lot of them offensively tonight. Credit to the pitchers and credit to the Dodgers for scratching out a 2-1 win.
Feel out there, was the curveball the key to your success tonight?
今日やっぱりカーブがやっぱ今日の、うまくいった要因の一つだと思いますか？
そうですね、カーブもすごく調子よく、いいところに投げれたので、いいピッチングができたと思います。
Yes, I agree, because I was able to locate my curveball in a good spot, so probably that was one of the good reasons.
Was Ozuna the toughest challenge tonight?
やっぱオズナ選手はやっぱ今日一番手強かったですか？
やっぱりパワーのあるバッターなんで特に、気をつけて、投げたんですけど、少しずつやっぱ、いいボールも何球かありましたけど、うまく見逃されて、フォアボールを2つ出してしまったんで、そこはちょっと悔しかったですね。
You know, he got a power, so I was being extra careful, and then that's part of the reason I allowed 2 walks to him.
When you've been dominating for this season, does it sort of feel like you did when you were sort of at your peak when you were in Japan?
You mean
Dominating now, yeah.
Right now,
does it feel like
how he is now?
Yeah.
やっぱ今の状態っていうのはやっぱその日本にいた時の一番いい状態に近いですか？
そうですね、すごく、いい感覚で、投げれてるかなと、思いますし、そうですね、より近いかなとは思いますかね。はい。
Yes, I've been able to perform very at the high level, and then I think it's really close to at the best time in Japan.
When you get through the 5th inning without allowing a hit, are you thinking about a no-hitter at all?
5回終わった時点で、ヒットを許してなかったんで、ちょっとノーヒットノーランをちょっと意識してましたから。
なかなか9イニングまで行くっていうのがなかなか難しいことなので、あまり考えてなかったですね。
I was not really thinking about it because pitching through the whole game, complete games, really hard in the big league.
All right, Jerry, he wasn't thinking about no-hitter, even though he threw 2 no-hitters in Japan, and he had no-hit stuff tonight.
He sure did. Outstanding job. First, you're going to see the split to freeze Riley. Perfect pitch at the knees in her half. How about the curveball? A slow curveball there, 79 miles an hour. Little bat flip-esque right there, but outstanding movement on the cutter as well. Late breaking cutter. How about the split down and away to get Verdugo, who's a really good contact hitter. Now the fastball. Up in the zone, above the belt to get Olsen. When you have everything working, nothing in the middle of the plate, you're going to get swing and miss, and you're going to get guys to lock up. Once again, the splitter, weak contact. Yamamoto showing off his athleticism, little PFP. And now here is not a mistake. This is a good pitch. It's a cutter down and away. That's just good hitting. Credit Riley right there, going with the pitch, able to get on the board with a double. The only hit allowed from Yamamoto. One of my favorite plays, the Zach Greinke slow 78-mile-an-hour curveball to induce weak contact, and that's what pitchers do. They take them off or put some on that fastball, pitching and an elite level right now, again, against a really good Braves lineup.
Yeah, and really impressive for that curveball that we saw to Ozuna, and it was a 3-2 count, and still trusting your curveball and taking something off to get that ground ball.
All right, Dodgers get the win.
I know it was a while ago, but why was Yamamoto so good tonight?
Man, I think today the split was fantastic. The command was back to being who he is. I think the last one he just wasn't as sharp, but today he got back the command, and the split really played tonight.
When he has the curveball that he had the first couple of times through the order, how difficult is it for them to even touch him?
It's difficult, and I think that's something that he's really bought into, and we talked about this before the game, in the sense of the front to back, utilizing his breaking ball, not just being a two-pitch pitcher, and it just gets guys off his velocity, and that front to back game is also pretty valuable.
You guys were saying that was the best they'd seen Grant Holmes. How big is it to get a win like tonight against a guy that was pitching as well as he was tonight?
It was huge, and you saw early on the 3 strikeouts in that first inning that he had his breaking ball working, and it's a curveball, it's a slider. He protects his does a good job protecting his fastball, and there's a cutter in there. So he gave our guys fits and pitched really well, and we scratched one across. Team fundamentally, and Mookie with the homer was huge, and then we handed it over to the bullpen, and those guys closed it out.
With the command kind of where it was for Yamamoto, were you allowing yourself to think no-hitter at all, just considering how...
I was for a quick minute, and Riley changed that way, so I think he felt my brain thinking about the no-hitter, so I was thinking about it a little bit, because he had no-hit stuff tonight.
If he doesn't give up that double, how much farther does he go?
It's sort of, I think in hindsight, he would have went into the 7th, but I don't know how much further past that.
Keeping the pitch count down because he's going to go short before the next start?
It's a good thought. That's a good thought. There's a very good possibility he's going to go a day shorter than he normally does, yeah.
Expect that kind of level of performance from him every time he takes the mound right now?
Yes, I am. I think we all are. He's turning himself into a staff ace, and when you look at the handful of guys in the big leagues that when they take the ball, then they're going to go 6 innings. You're going to get a chance to win, a good chance to win. They can manage some stress. They're always the best option, and he's putting himself in that category.
Do you get the sense?
All right, Dodgers only managed 4 hits tonight against the Atlanta Braves. 2 of them off the bat of Mookie Betts. No more. In fact, that's 3 straight multi-hit games now for Mookie.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about before the game. We're not worried about Mookie Betts, because we know a great player like him, he's going to find it's early in the season, and man, he's been swinging the bat well. What I really like is his interview in the post-game with DB, talking about the adjustments, and it's just from an at-bat. Say, I didn't like the way I swung at a ball in the dirt. I was chasing, so I had to look for strikes, do a better job. Well, he gets a fastball there, 1-1. It's in the strike zone, and he stays on it. Didn't like that he was chasing, stays on it, takes it right back up the middle. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. That's just a great swing. And you put that in the back of your head. You're still thinking, here I am, 0-2. I still want to get a strike. I want to get a good pitch. And especially after you took that great swing that put it right back up the middle and hitting the pitcher, you get a ball here that goes over the middle of the plate. And man, you crushed this ball. Head down, full extension through the ball, driving it out of the ballpark. Exactly what they needed. They needed that big swing.
Yeah, Mookie Betts is a really, really, really good baseball player. If he has a week, 10 days, maybe 2 weeks where it's not there, storm's coming. You knew the storm was coming, just too talented.